Come on, girls. We're going to try and leave another day up the top, but now's not the time to be talking about it.
No.
Come on.
Good girls. Come on in.
Come on, Heifers.
Can we come out there with you? I don't really know what to do. Well done, sweetheart. Good girl.
Say, come on, bulling Heifers, you'll walk right through. Come on, tell her, Rick. Say, come on, bulling Heifers.
Trim the old tails. Hook them up when they come in. Are you counting them? Imagine if I wasn't here.
I'll look after the family here. This is not as quick as jabbing, so I can't break the needle.
Nope.
For YouTube content,
It's not your can't use blue pipe thing. El natural from the building.
Not very keen on
Good girl. Hey. Good girl. Is she enjoying her bolus?
Yeah, let him on through.
Good girl, well done. Hooray! Yep. Come on, girls. Now you've all had your nice mineral bolus. Of course, the compressor would fire up now, wouldn't it? Right, so they've been in for a mineral bolus. They are the bulling heifers. Probably start serving them in 10 days' time or so. So they're going back out to some nice grass for the time being. So that's the same bolus that the dry cows got when they were dried off. So it's like selenium, copper, cobalt and iodine, I believe. Iodine's linked quite closely to fertility, so good to get a bolus in them before we start breeding. What are you doing, heifer? Don't jump over there. They're on some of the furthest away ground here, but they can eat that off, and then when it comes to breeding time, they'll come closer sort of out here beside the yard, and we'll run them in every day. And AI, the ones we want to serve to dairy, and then the ones that we don't want to serve to dairy can just be lumped with a load of bulls. Right, heifers are all back. We're actually just heading off for a bit of lunch, but I'm well aware I've not really filmed anything this week at all. I had a funeral on Wednesday. Yesterday was my day off. I did come in for herd health yesterday afternoon, which was our third session. So we've checked about 300 cows now altogether for herd health. So everyone's been sort of PD'd, or I say PD'd, scanned by the vet using their little goggles and their ultrasound scanner, and they can pick up whether the cows are dirty or not inside. So the first 115 or so we scanned were pretty much all perfect. I think we jabbed 4 that were dirty. Then the second session a fortnight ago, we probably jabbed half a dozen or so, there was a few more. And then yesterday, because we're getting so much closer to the times that the cows have calved, we ended up jabbing more, just because they haven't had the time to clear up, and we want to be serving in 2 weeks. Yesterday we're going to start on the cows, so we want to get them ready. We want as many cows ready to serve as we can, so when we start we can just go for it. As per normal, you can see it's all ready here for the cows for milking this afternoon, so feed's all out ready for them. We've been doing some odd jobs after moving those heifers this morning. So we've got a couple of water troughs that we've been playing up, so we put a new arm in here for the ball valve, so a longer one, so it's got a bit more leverage to shut the valve off. You can hear it just dripping, but it's pretty well at its level there now, so that should shut off. Also, Rob and Abby have been in here clearing up. This is the old parlour that will be used as the AI race, so that side will anyway. Been clearing up all the stuff that's been in the middle here. These here are mine, so it's my clipper charger, some batteries for the Tapari guns. That's not mine, can go in the bin. And a socket set I had to buy for when we had the blowout on the M5. Good fun. But yeah, basically when we come to AI cows in a fortnight, we even got the back door set up, look. It's all tied, ready. They'll be picked out into behind here, so behind that door. And then you just bring them in here, you can get 10 or so in there at a time, and AI them. The flask is just in there. It's all here handy. And yeah, looking forward to doing that. We got a refresher course next week. So I AI'd a lot of cows in my previous job on a dairy farm, but I haven't done it for 4 or 5 years. So we're having one of the vets come in and do a refresher course, which will be good. We are down to single figures calving now as well. We've got 8 left out in the paddock. So hopefully another week, say 10 days. Ideally before we start serving, we'll have finished calving. That would be perfect. We did, however, have a bonus calf this morning. When I got here and started chucking the cows out the cubicles, I found a calf in one of the passageways, which was never ideal. And one of the cows that we thought was empty sat in a cubicle with some cleanings hanging out of her, sort of not in full milk fever mode, but headed that way. She got up out the cubicle and started walking off, and she was all a little bit wobbly. We managed to get her out into a field. What am I doing here? We managed to get her out into a field, and then she lied down, and Rob managed to get a bolus down her, and she's actually up grazing now, which is good. So she has absolutely not had the correct dry cow period whatsoever. Hopefully she'll be alright now. She's had some calcium in her. But yeah, good to get those Heifers bolus this morning. I never actually said thank you to Northern Dairy Equipment. Where are they? These guys, the ones that installed the brush, which we are now using that the cows are in. They sent me this lovely jacket. They even put my logo on it, which is really nice of them. So thank you guys. It's quickly become my favourite jacket. Very, very nice. Anyway, I'm going to go grab myself some lunch. I'll try and remember to bring the camera back for milking, and we'll show you that cow that calved in the cubicles later. We'll get her in and milk her. It's one of those odd ones. I think at one point American farms were trying to do it, just not give a cow a dry period and milk them straight through. Don't think it's that great for the cow, to be honest. Anyway, we'll catch up later. Back after dinner. Gates are open, which means Rich must have gone to get the cows. Actually, I can just see him right up in the distance. Give it 5 minutes, the first of those will be back here. I've just come to check our mate that we found calved in the cubicles this morning. She's in the field by herself over here, and she's actually just stood up, which is really good. She must be feeling a bit better. Just low on calcium when they calve, and if they haven't had the right dry cow diet, it's never good news. Of course, we didn't know she was in calf, so she was being treated as a barrener, getting fed cow ration and cake as if she was going to be going on the lorry here in a couple of weeks' time. So she picked the right time to calve, really. Anyway, the other cows we got here are the fresh gang. So these are either fresh calvers or anything that's calved and not really got going. Thought that cow looked a bit rough then, but she is asleep. We've had a fair few fresh ones of late. The last 25 or so have all come fairly quick. As I said earlier, there's only 8 left to calve now, so that's good news. I just wanted to make sure that cow's okay before milking. We'll get her in with the red group here at the end and just triple check she's okay. She can stay with them for a few days then. And then the grand plan is, where the cows are currently grazing today, nearly as far away as it can be. Once they finish that field, I think they'll have another 4 days there, another 4 grazings. That'll be it then for cows out this year. They will come in by day. Foot bath is set up tonight as well for the cows, so they'll go through that. I'm just gonna get the tank ready, check the drinkers that we fixed earlier, make sure they're not overflowing, and we'll get into some milking. Doesn't that silver sand look good in the cubicles? It doesn't stay that colour. It does sort of change as it gets damp and wet and whatever. Keeps the cows comfy though. It's just the tiniest dribble coming out of there, but it's pretty well stopped, and it's not leaking over the edge. So I would say that is a success. There's been a couple mornings when we turned up. I know there's a bit of water there now, that's just because we've emptied out the gunk that was in the bottom of that trough. But come in the mornings and it's just been a swimming pool here. There's been water all the way down these passageways and everything. It's been no good. Right, enough waffling anyway. Let's go and get ourselves ready for milking. Proper cold this afternoon. It's quite nice. Right, we're all done for the night. We are leaving Juno in charge to keep an eye on everything for us. And we'll be back in the morning. Completely forgot to show you that cow that calved, but she's completely fine. She's actually lost nearly all her cleansings, so that is good. Still 8 left to calve. Hopefully they'll do that in a week or so. We can just concentrate on serving cows then. But yeah, good end to the week. It's the start of my long stretch, the next 6 days on. We'll see what next week brings. But thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We're getting so close to 20,000. It is within reach. See you guys on the next one. Cheerio.